Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I hope you are enjoying my videos, and if you like what you see, please consider subscribing and maybe ring the bell to get notified when I upload some new videos. But anyway, everyone, very welcome. I have quite some pictures to show this month. It was super strange because the last finished pages that I filmed, I was still in my coloring slump, and at the same afternoon I grabbed this book because I was feeling a bit guilty. I had ordered it a few months ago because I really like Disney and I liked the vitro kind of design, I shall say, and I've seen a Disney character in this book and I thought I just going to try to color her, and it's thanks to her that my slump was broken and that I've colored I think 16 pages this month. So you can all thank Yzma. Yzma is one of my favorite villains in the Disney movies. I adore her. She's hilarious in the movie Cusco, or Emperor Cusco, I think it's called maybe in English. So Yzma is my savior for my coloring slump. So I'll dive straight in and I'm going to show this sweet little lady, and you will notice that I have a white page beside her, but that's because I've colored the neighborhood page as well, but I really want to have spotlights on my Yzma lady now. I had so much fun coloring in. She's such a cute figure. I'm sorry that I don't have the camera more in close-up, but this book is huge. It's not a regular A4 sized book, and it's very difficult to film it in a good way, but I hope you don't mind and that you can see enough. I will, for every page, turn on a light so that I can show some glitter paint, some stickles. You know, I love my glitter things. So at first I want to show you in plain daylight, and afterwards I will turn on the light, and then you can see everything shimmering a bit better. So for my Yzma, I've worked with Prismacolor pencils for the lady herself, some glitter gel pen for some details on her, some stickles, some glitter paint for the background as well, some glitter paint on the borders, and the inside I think it was Supracolor from Carandash. So, and now I will turn on that light. So when I flip with the page, you can see it's a quite shimmery paint. It's not a real paint. I've bought it on AliExpress and it's a nail art paint. So it's quite, it's a weird structure. It peels off here and there. I had to make I had to restore some of my paint, I shall say, but it's super vibrant. From time to time I really like to use it. So that's how she's looking. So, and then I will immediately switch over to the neighborhood page so that I can lower my tripod to make the other pages more visible. Then this book, it's out of the way. I did Jafar, which I also love, but I've never seen an Aladdin movie or the Aladdin movie, but I like his, just by seeing his head, I really like this guy. I've used different kind of pencils for this page. I will turn on the light I can't talk. I will turn the lights out once I've stopped showing all the shimmer There's a lot of stickles going on each round here, and of course again some paint. So turn it off so that everybody is better visible, especially this little guy. I've used different kinds of, or different brands of pencils. Aladdin and this, I've forgotten his name, are done with Prismacolor pencils. I believe I've did Jasmine with the Holbeins, and I'm not too sure what I've used for Jafar. I think luminance pencils. I think it were luminance pencils, and the Genie was done in Prisma as well. The background is done, this part, with Distress ink, and this, I think Inktense. Not sure anymore. It could be Supracolors as well, but and then of course on the border, to give it a vintage look, Distress inks again, and some swirls of glitter paint. And I loved doing this page. I'm so happy I've tackled this book, that I've done 2 pages and they're neighbors from each other. It's so nice to see if you flip your book open. It's a different style, although of course the backgrounds are always the same style, but yeah, this is a white background, and it was so nice to be able to use inks for a vintage look. I really liked working on both pages. So those were the first 2. Now I'm going to grab my second book, and I'm going to lower my tripod. We'll be back in 1 second, but because otherwise maybe you get nausea because of me playing around with the tripod. So I'm going to pause the video for a bit, and then I will be back. Okay, that's better. Now this book, I've made a shorts video to share my happiness of coloring a few weeks back. I think it was in the beginning of October. Afterwards I did a short video to show some of the books I was working in, or that I had worked in. And so this picture is the finished result of my shorts video. And I'm realizing that I didn't mention that I was showing my October 2022 finished pages at the beginning of the video. But oh well, that was obvious. And it will be in the title, of course. So my finished witch is this lady. She also has some stickles going on. I will turn on the light in a minute. And some dual metallic markers. And she was done in alcohol based. She's alcohol based. The background is Neo 2. What did I use on her hair? Prisma or Holbein, I think. It's quite difficult to remember which colors I've, or which brands of pencil that I've used on her. I'm sorry, I can't remember. And if you look at her eyes, they're glossy. So I will turn on my daylight lamp again, so that everything is more shimmery. The moon, I've left the moon. Oh, I think I wanted to paint the moon, but I've left it. Or I forgot to do it, but that's okay. There's shimmer and special effects enough. So this is her a bit closed up. So, and I like that her spider webs on her top are purple, at first it matches with the orange underneath, but if you move the page it will be another color. I thought it was a nice detail. So that was the third page, and this is just, I think, alcohol marker as well. Yes, for the border, just plain alcohol marker to finish it off, I shall say. I really hope you don't mind me switching on and off the light, but I really want to show the pictures in daylight. It's not sunny today. I'm filming this in the morning. Unfortunately it's not sunny, but I really hope you get a good idea of how the real colors look, and then that the light isn't bothering you for taking a look at my shimmery details. Now in this book I've done 3. I shall show them immediately. I could have put in a white page as well, but I forgot to do it, and yeah, well, it's not too bad. I've done these 2, and it was super fun to try and come up with different ideas for both of them. I did the background at the same time for both pages, and I've used black, I think gesso or acrylic paint. I can't remember exactly, but I've used such a spongy thing, and what I did was I dipped my paint on this sponge and just went like this, and that's how you get these strikes. That, yeah, it's not neat, it's rough, and I really like that effect. So, and I did that on both pages, and then I started to work on my horror nurse. Let's hope you don't have to meet her when in hospital. But I had so much fun. Her mouth and the details here and there were already drawn by Camilla, and I just added some extra blood here and there, and on the top it's just red acrylic paint with some smudges of my fingers, though the brighter colors are my finger prints. And on this page I kept it quite simple. Her outfit is Derwent Graffitint, and I can't remember what I've used for her skin, but I really wanted to keep her plain and simple so that they both were, yeah, exclusive, or how can I call it, unique. I didn't want to do a kind of copy of this one, so I didn't do any blood or something like that. I went crazy with glitter glue for the border. So now, with the light on, the most effect is of course on this page. The background is a cheap acrylic paint with shimmer, so I didn't use any stickles or something different in the shiny way on her. And she has some shimmer details, but the only shimmer that I've used are stickles on her nails, and I think this is a Winsor & Newton silver ink, and that's it. And the blood is red gouache. it really worked super well. So I've really enjoyed both of them. And the thing is, on some of her pages, or on quite a lot of her pages, you have backgrounds like this with different objects. This is quite okay, but this was full of little scissors and I didn't want to color those. I can't remember what was behind her, but I wanted it just to make it disappear, and I really like the effect that she's looking through her hole. It's like Jack Nicholson just smashed his axe in the movie It, and that she is coming to take a look. I really like that effect. So that was the Cute and Creepy coloring book by Camilla. Then I have returned to Jade Summer. I'm always having a lot of fun with these pictures, but this one was, it took quite some time because of the details on the page, and I was glad that it was done, but I'm very happy with the result. This is an oldie, She's quite at the beginning. I did this page with the pumpkin soup. I had some trouble, I must say, because I've colored in her hat with the blue, and then I did do her shirt in a kind of a reddish color, and it just didn't match. It also didn't match her hair, which I thought was quite okay doing it in another color than I would usually do. And so my husband advised to take a bright orange or yellow color, because it would look nice with the blue. And it was, he made sense, so I'm very happy with how she turned out. I just wanted another type of orange and yellow than the colors on the pumpkin. So, and you can see a bit of glimmer or shimmer here already. And for this scroll, I think it's called, I've used Distress ink. Oh God. And on this part as well, to give it a vintage look. So and here are the details. So as you can see, I'm so sorry. I still have to cough from time to time since I got a cold 3 weeks back, I think. So, and here on the knife, I've used technique I've seen on a lady's video in which she was using silver or gold flakes, and it was a technique to peel off the flakes you didn't use. I will try to look for that video again and link it in the comment section, because it was a really nice new input to use those flakes. So a lot of shimmer on her recipe page, and I really like my soup, stickle soup. And there are stickles here in this little pot as well. So I'm really happy with how she turned out, and I'm so proud of my pumpkin. I can't remember which pencils I was using, but I'm super happy with how the pumpkin turned out. And I wanted to give her a vintage colored kitchen, so that's why I went with a light turquoisey shade. So yeah, but it took quite some time to finish this one. Then the next page, I'm sorry, is in Tales of the Witch Cottage by Hannah Carlson, and this was a struggle, I must say. I've painted my background with just watercolor paints, but it was quite rough around the lady, and so I wanted to give it a misty look, and now it's looking okay. But when I first put on some acrylic paint and oil pastel, it was just grayish, and it still is a bit, but I got a feeling that it lightened up a little bit. It's not possible, I think, but it looks that way. So I wasn't too happy with my background, but yeah, I think I've managed to make it look a bit okay. Oops, sorry. So this is her in close-up. I've worked with metallic acrylic paint by Artisa for her hair. I wanted to do something different, but I had to give some grayish accents because otherwise it was too white. But overall I think it's an okay page, but it's not my favorite of the month. Turning on the light again. So as you can see on the background, if you don't turn on the light you can't see it. Although I had forgotten that I did this technique by showing the page without some light. Some stickles on my froggy. So, and these stains here are just done with an ink and a sponge. You can see the stains still here, so it's just dabbing on a background and it gives this effect. So yeah, she's okay, but she's not my favorite of this month. And then I finished, I'm going to leave the light on for this one. I finished my little lady at the beginning of this book. You could see a little bit of it already when I was filming my flip through in my latest video, and this is the finished result, and I can come quite close with this one since it's a small book, and the only shimmer that's going on is on her sleeves. And I've used some I think Jelly Roll silver for the branches. So it was a nice picture to work on. The bird is done with drawing. This one, also a branch is I think it's called, is done with drawing as well. And I believe I did her with luminance. Oh, and her little shoes have stickles as well. And the background is Distress Oxide inks. So, and that was the only page I did so far in this book, but I will return to it definitely. And now I've colored in the Forest Girl, Forest Girl coloring book by Apple, and I've done quite a simple page in this one. and it's this. At first I really wanted to do a copy of the original painting, but I was feeling that I got blocked again because I had to do the same thing that was portraited here, and so I decided to do my own thing, and I'm very happy since I was very fond of my result. I like the colors of her outfit, and I'm happy with how the hands turned out. I just used a bit of Supra color pencils and didn't do any extra shading because I thought it was quite difficult, but I like how they turned out. And the background is done with Neo Color too. Can't remember which pencils that I've used on her. The leaves and the little details are a mixture of pencils, luminance, some Albrecht Dürer, I think. Yeah, and you can see some sparkle here and there. So I've added some cheap glitter glue on the background, as you can see, and on the lady, she has some stickles here on her pocket and some jelly roll for details on her shoes and jacket, and that's really it, without much more shimmer going on. Oh, glossy accent on the bracelet. So I was really fond with the end result. Although after doing the background, I put it away because I was feeling, no, it's not going to work, and I worked on something else and then returned. So yeah, very happy. The next one, and I'm almost half an hour in filming, wow. The next one is in the fantasy coloring book Kawaii Horror by Jade Summer. I've ordered this book in October because I realized I fancied most of the pages and I didn't have it already, and I've ordered the Christmas themed one by Jade Summer as well, so that will be worked in December. And the one I've chosen is this one, and it's a shame that there are no black pages anymore on the other side. I don't know why, but they have disappeared. And this one was so detailed again as well. Wow, Jade Summer is detail. So I think I worked between some pages, not on a non-stop base on this one, but in the end I really like my result. I've based everything with watercolor paints and then I went on top with how do they call these? I can't remember the name. They have a specific name. You have White Knight paints and you have a Japanese brand. A thicker kind of paint. Watercolor, but a thicker kind. So, and that's what I've used for my trees. I did use some gesso on the bottom to give it a mossy look. And everything else was based with alcohol markers, so the lady and the horse. And I will. This one has quite some shimmer as well. The moon is not white, but it has a pinky glow if you turn your page. It's not visible like this, but it is when you flip the page. And there are details on the skull with jelly roll on the tail, on some of the plants here. I've used some paints, I've used stickles, and on this lady she also has some, I'm sorry that I'm flipping my book, but it's the best way to show. She also has some jelly roll accents. Oops, I'm sorry. So I'm quite happy with how it turned out, but I wasn't quite happy with all the details. Whoa. So yeah, but the end result is quite nice, I think. So that was this book. And then we're not finished yet. Soulmates by Hannah Carlson. I decided to do, no, she's more in the front, I think, yes. The snake lady. Very happy with how my background turned out. Distress Oxide inks with my sponge technique on top again, as you can see in the corner here. I've used black acrylic paint for her hair, made some details with jelly roll pencils, used golden ink, you can see it already without my light, on the teeth of the snakes, on the, yeah, tribal things on her, beneath her eyes. She has some glossy accents on her lips, and my snakes have that nail art paint on them as well. And for the skin, oh, what did I use? I totally forgotten. It's not luminance, I think. I can't remember. But I like how her skin tone turned out. So, and with the lights on, it's super shiny. And I really wanted to have another color for the top snakes, or the snakes in her hair. Then on the lower one. So I really like how she turned out, and I love the fact that she has stickles on her eyes. It gives her yeah, a special look. So I'm super happy with how this one turned out. I'm not sure if I will ever color this page because it's not inspiring for me. Maybe, but maybe not. Very fond of this one. Oh, and the snake here, it's not only paint, but it's so shiny that you can hardly see it. The border here on every part of his body are stickles as well. It's only visible when I zoom in. So yeah, nice page. I was afraid of doing skin again, a big head, but I'm very happy with how she turned out. Okay, the next one. I'm so sorry. We have a Dutch expression here that's called ik heb een kikker in mijn keel. It's translated in I have a frog in my throat. I'm not sure if it's an English saying as well, but I definitely have a frog in my throat this morning. The page that I've colored in the Mermaids in Paradise coloring book by Denise Klett. I'm sorry, I'm realizing that I forgot to mention some of the book's titles and artists. the one that I did in this one was a whip. I did the background already. I did the sand already. And I did a base for her tail already. And then I had left it more than a year ago, maybe even 2, I'm not sure. And I thought, oh well, let's try to make it work and finish it off. But I didn't want to use, or didn't want to spend a lot of time on it, because all of these bottles, I was just thinking I'm going to use shimmer paint and that's it. No extra detailing, I'm not into it. And I did. So the plants here are done with that thicker watercolor paint that I can't think the name of. No, it's not coming. And I don't have it nearby. So shimmer paint here. I will turn on the lights. So it's obvious that it's shimmer paint. I've used some 3D glue, glitter glue on her tail from my cheap shop Action. She has a stickle bag with some bottles in it. I've used some shimmery paint on the background, some stickles, and I really like how her face turned out. She's quite blushy, but yeah, I love the details on her top as well and on her hair. So I'm very pleased with the result, although I've kept it quite simple. Yeah, I'm glad that I did a page in this book again. And I think I've done her skin, yeah, with alcohol markers, and her hair. And this one was just paint, but it let through because of the huge amount of glitter glue here. So that was this one. We're almost at the end now. 3 more to go. The next one I did was in Magic Hour by Karolina Kubikowska. And the one that I did is this one. It's quite a simple page. Didn't bother to color in this black bird, but I've used some glitter on him. It will be visible when I turn on my light. Used paints for this part of the coloring, luminance pencils for the blue, branches. What did I use for her skin? I've forgotten it again. Polychromos, I think. Polychromos. And the mushrooms were done with Derwent Color Soft. And now there's not much going on. The background is part Derwent Graphitint and part Inktense, Derwent Inktense. When I turn on the light, you can see some effects on the blackbird. It's Spectrum Noir clear glitter gel. On the moon, it's kind of the same thing, but from my discount store. I'm going to take a look. It's looking like this. And I'm holding, no, sparkle brush marker. He's not focusing, I'm sorry. But it's looking like the one from Spectrum Noir. And there's glossy accents on the mushrooms. I bought myself a new bottle. It dropped quite a lot in price on Amazon, and I grabbed the opportunity to get it for a good price, so I could go wild since then with my old bottle, because it was really shrinking in volume. So she doesn't have any details, except I'm going to grab it like this because it's a big book as well to lift up. She has some accents on her horns with the jelly roll, and there's also jelly roll on the little branches here on the leaves. So that was this one. Oops. The Magic Hour. And then I did one in A Magical Maidens and Curious Creatures by Lynn. This was such a job. Oh my. Phew. I was glad that it was done. I'm proud of how it's looking, but whoa, I will not color this page again. The books by Lynn have double the pages. Not doing that page again. It was whoa. It's this one. I wanted to play with the light effects. I don't know if I've succeeded quite well. It was a challenge, but I like the end result. But my god, these details on the walls and the windows here, the glass stained window on the back, all those candles, wow. I'm really happy that it's done. I like how it turned out, but I won't color this one. You can see I've based some parts with alcohol markers, but not everything. Her dress is pure Prismacolor black pencil, and the page is quite heavy because I put a lot of glossy on the candles because they are waxy, and I thought they may be waxy in my book again as well. And I really like the effect on the melting ones on the stand. Going to lift it like this again, because otherwise my tripod is blocking my book. So the background, the windows I've done with some shimmer paint. Really like how her skin turned out, but it took quite some time. Oh dear. But it's done. I'm happy with the end result, and I hope you like her too. And now we're hopping onto the last page, and that was in Maanvallei by Maria Trolle. It's I don't know the English name, Moon Valley. I think it's called different. I'm thinking it's called Mandalam in the original language. I'm not sure about the English translation. And I had a whip going on in this book, and I didn't like what I was doing, so it has been in my on my bookshelf for a few months now. And yesterday I thought I'm going to try and finish it off, but I wasn't liking this turquoisey color. It was too cool, cool color, and so I decided to do all the rest in different types of colors, and now I'm very happy with the end result. did a lot of black outlining with my white, not Uniball Signo, but Artistro paint pen. And if I turn on the light, it's super shiny, because I went over this turquoisey polychromos color with shimmer paint as well, and all the other details are painted too, except for these little things here. And on the right side, I did them already a few months back, together with the girl. She didn't have her skin colored and her hair that I did do yesterday, but the flower was done, and I really liked how the flowers were looking, so it was such a shame to abandon this page. But yesterday it was the right time to finish it off, and I'm very happy with the end result. And I've put on some cheap glitter glue that I bought in a Dutch shop, a German shop, I'm sorry. So, and that's how it's looking in light. So, and this page concludes my finished pages for October. It's the 31st, it's Halloween today, but I don't think I will be able to. I forgot to show one. I'm sorry. I was saying I'm not going to be able to do one picture today, I think, so I thought it was a good time to film my finished pages, but I forgot one, and it's my favorite one of the month. Sorry, I'm going to grab my book. Where are you? It's another one in the Cute and Creepy coloring book. I'm really into Camilla's art. I've ordered her latest book with the dragons and something else in the title on Book Depository, so it will take a while to arrive here, but I've seen a flip through by a lady called Lucy Just Adds Color, I think, and she really took her time to flip through the book and to comment, and it was such a nice video, and I liked what I saw. She was super enthusiastic about what she was looking at as well, because she was also in doubt, is this book something for me? But she really liked it, and I liked it too. So Lucy, thank you. But my favorite page was also a whip. No, it's not this one. I did the background on this page, and I didn't like it. Where is it? I didn't like it one bit. It was too dark, but then I decided to brighten it a bit up, and so I've used oil pastels for creating a fog effect again, and it's looking white, not grayish, so that was good. I've added some silver ink splatters from Winsor & Newton. You can see the gold details on her jacket as well. Her lips with glossy accents on the eye of the raven, I think it's called. And I'm super happy with how this lady turned out. I based everything except her skin with water-based markers, and then I went on top on the hat and her jacket with Derwent drawing. Same for the straw detail here and there. Her skin is done with polychromos. Her hair as well, I think it was based with an orangey water-based marker, and I think I did the details with polychromos as well. And for the bird, I think I did the same. But since you can see it here, I've used an ochre or yellowish color for my background mixture back in the day, and her hands were quite yellow, and I thought it didn't look nice, so I grabbed my red gouache paint again to cover it up, and now she's just a bloody scarecrow, but a cute one. She's so beautiful. I'm super proud of this one. It's really my favorite of this month. The way her mouth turned out, the colors, yeah, everything. I really like it. I love that she has some blood on her cheek as well, and yeah. Glad that I thought of this one. So I did 3 in this book, and I forgot to show the 3rd one. So she concludes my video for my finished pages of October. We are going to November tomorrow, so the wintry pages will be more frequent, but as you saw with my Mermaids in Paradise book, I don't always do seasonal pages because it would be boring after a while. So I'm going to see what I want to color. Is it more of a summary page? I don't care. I just will color what's fancying me. So yeah, I want to thank you all so much for staying with me. It's almost an hour of filming, but since my last months were only short videos with only a few pages to show, I really hope you've enjoyed a longer video, that you've liked what you've seen, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thank you all so much. I really want to thank everyone that's following me, because I really have a nice audience. Everyone is super friendly. I hardly ever have trolls on my community. I hope I'm not making them pop up right now, but the coloring community is amazing, really. Everybody is so supportive and nice and sweet, and wow. So thank you very much. Now I'm going to say goodbye and start looking for a new page to color, and hopefully I can show quite a good amount at the end of November as well. So thank you for watching, take care, and until the next video, bye bye.